with a small gym in Palakkad and has now turned into a national argument about faith, about fitness, and the spaces that we share as society. A local fitness center recently sparked a massive online storm after releasing a promotional video that labeled the establishment as a Islam-friendly gym. And the promo, which has since been deleted by the owner following a wave of severe backlash, highlighted specific operational rules. And these include a complete ban on loud background music to be precise, separate workout areas and timings for men and women, and an enforcement of modest dress codes. Now, whatever that means. Whilst headphones are fully permitted for individual clients, the core focus, however, remains on a segregated environment tailored to Islamic modesty norms. And as the controversy escalated online, the owner issued a public clarification as well, stating that the gym remains entirely open to people of all faiths. However, the commercial branding has already touched a raw nerve. Islam-friendly, exposing deep social anxieties. For the critics, the concern is that this looks like religious segregation in a public commercial space. They worry it could open the door to more faith-based facilities, and they question what inclusivity means if a gym is built around the rules of just one religion. The gender separation rules have sparked a separate debate about modernity and about women's autonomy. And on social media, the conversation quickly escalated into sharper concerns about Sharia and extremism. It doesn't take much time on the internet, you know it. Those who defend the gym also have arguments. They argue this is a matter of religious freedom and of accommodating people's beliefs. It's just another option, they say, in Palakkad. And they say it offers a comfortable space for conservative Muslims who might otherwise not feel at ease in a regular gym. They point out that a private business has the right to set its own rules, and they ask how this is any different from the women-only gyms and specialized fitness centers that already exist and rarely cause an outcry. It is worth stepping back here for some context. Take a look at this. In much of the Gulf, let's tell you, separation of this kind is quite routine. And the Gulf, many of those areas, quite modern as well. Women-only gyms are common there. Many fitness centers run separate timings or sections for men and women. And that separation extends into metros, into schools and universities, and the rules there apply to residents regardless of their religion. So those facilities are designed around Islamic modesty norms, and non-Muslims can use them as long as they follow the same rules and timings. So the question we are wrestling with is whether a model that is normal in one part of the world fits comfortably into a country like India, which is built on the idea of shared and mixed public spaces. The big questions that must be underscored before I introduce you to my esteemed panelists: should everyday commercial spaces like fitness centers remain strictly secular, or is it healthy for a pluralistic society to accommodate faith-specific operational demands? Does creating an Islam-friendly facility, quote-unquote, genuinely expand access for conservative groups, or does such explicit religious branding indirectly alienate and discourage the broader community from participating? Is it accurate to justify faith-based segregation in India by citing the standard practices of Gulf nations or some Western countries, given India's foundational commitment to secular public institutions? Atiqur Rahman, researcher, Islamic Studies, with us on the broadcast. Mr. Rahul Ishwar, author and activist, with us on the broadcast. Now, before this turns into a full-blown Hindu versus Muslim, I'm glad that I have two well-known, well-learned and esteemed panelists with us on the broadcast. There are some questions that need to be brought to the fore. Rahman Saab, I'll begin with you first and foremost. You see, the gym is open to everyone. That's the operative part here. Yet, it is marked Islam-friendly. Don't you think that's bound to cause some kind of hue and cry, especially on the internet? The controversy, isn't it really about the branding? Why attach religion to a space that is fundamentally about health and fitness? I was thinking to myself, if the gentleman and the owner of this gym had said that this is a woman-friendly gym, instead of saying that this is Islam-friendly. I mean, no background or no loud music can also be there in a normal gym. But the minute you brand it as Islam-friendly, tomorrow in front of that gym could be a Hindu-only gym that will come up. And isn't that collectively hurting the secular sentiments of the country? I mean, I'm just thinking out loud here. How did you look at this? How did you read this?
Mr. Kabir, Rahul is a good friend of mine. I was expecting a Sanghi so that I could have opposed his view.
Well, my apologies. Anyway. I told you. I'm glad I have two well-known, well-learned people on the panel.
Thank you for it.
Yeah.
So we shall have a very good discussion, you know. as the owner himself said that this is a woman friendly. Now, Kabir, in our society, our women, Muslim women especially, nowadays they need spaces, and there are no good spaces. There are no environment friendly as they expect to be a congenial atmosphere for them. If gym is not a common place, Kabir. Gym is a place wherein women, even men, they stretch out. And what is wrong if women want to stretch out away from the glare of unwanted people, unfriendly people, people who are not known to them?
I
What
have
is
my
different?
I have I must come in here. Rahman Saab, see, firstly, gym is a common place. Let's make no bones about it. A gym is a common place. If somebody wants to stretch out, quote unquote, they can do it at home. I mean, when you're coming to gym, I go to a gym personally every day. There is one lady that comes in a burqa clad dress. There is one lady that comes in a suit salwar but has the hijab on. There is one lady that comes in gym tights but has the hijab on. There are various variations of how a lady wants to express faith. I mean, I'm trying to understand if a lady or if a woman, a Muslim woman, a Islam practicing woman comes to one of these gyms, is she less of a Muslim? Does she profess less of Islam faith than the person who's outrightly saying, no, isme nahi jana, is gym mein nahi jana?
Kabir, first of all, a gym is not a common place. It is not a restaurant. It is not a tea house. Therein, people come out to stretch out, and stretching out is not an away from unfriendly public glare. In a tea house, in a restaurant, people are not, this thing, stretching out. And they can be, within the glare of unfriendly people or unwanted people. That you can object. But gym is a very, very special, a very, very, a very, very special area wherein they want to have their free time. Second point of yours is that why only why the Muslim women will be feeling uncomfortable? Why are you generalizing, Kabir? There may be out of 100 women, 90 are comfortable in a
Yeah, yeah.
cosmopolitan environment, but 10 are not comfortable. You don't want to give that 10 women, Muslim women, their own spaces away from the glare of
No,
unwanted
I began
people.
with that. Rahman Sahab, I began with that. I said, the owner later clarified and said that this is also women friendly. He started by saying that
Secondly,
this is
Kabir,
Islam friendly. And that is where the problem, because this then becomes a social consequence. I'll come back to you, Rahman Sahab. Let me bring in Mr. Ishwar as well. Why I'm saying this will become a social consequence is because today it's a gym, tomorrow it could be one of those restaurants, coaching centers, and I absolutely disagree with you. A gym is a common place. If you want to stretch, and there is nothing wrong with stretching, by the way, if you really want to stretch out and be outside the public glare, then you do it at home. If you want to be outside the unwanted eyesight, you do it at home. In a gym, there are going to be other people. In a setup where there are two women that are stretching, the other women could also be an unwanted glare. What if this woman does not want to be seen by anybody? So this is not just about men and women, and a gym is a common place. But I'm going to come back to you, Mr. Rahman. Mr. Ishwar, what do you make of this? See, they're saying that this is just another option in Palakkad. After, of course, your opening submissions, I don't know what side have you really, what sides points do you really echo? But if this model is about inclusion, why does it look like so much of exclusion?
Being a Hindu right-wing conservative activist myself, I totally understand the sentiment Satikur Saab is raising, where he's saying we want some kind of modesty that is applied to all women irrespective of religion, and their personal space should be respected. Unwanted gaze should not be there. I totally agree with that sentiments. But having said that, when you brand it as either Hindu-friendly gym or Islam-friendly gym or Christian-friendly gym, it is bound to create controversies and debate in a society, especially a pluralistic society like ourselves. So the better thing, like you said, you could have branded in a female-friendly gym. We all have our mothers and sisters, and we also don't want anybody else to have an unwanted male gaze falling upon them in a wrong sense, in a perverted way. So yes, more privacy needs to be given to women. There is no doubt regarding that. But when you brand it on a religion scale, it can cause repercussions. For example, good words can be misused. Many people, I don't know, some of my fellow Hindu right wingers are calling it gym jihad. There is nothing called gym jihad. They are misusing those kind of words. See, whether the words jihad, crusade, or dharma yudh, they have a sacred meaning in the particular terminology of every faith, and they should be respected. So we should not use this occasion to create Islamophobia. At the same point of time, we should be measured. Even when Islamic banking came to Kerala, in one of the TV debates, I told our Muslim friends, see, when Islamic banking has a global context, even Russia has welcomed it. But when in a pluralistic society like India, when you brand it using any religion name, it can create fissures, and it may be used by extremists of all voices, not only Hindu, but only Muslim, Christian, to create fissures in our society. So I would humbly urge that particular friend in Palakkad to brand it a health-friendly gym, to brand it a woman-friendly gym, to brand it a family-friendly
So the branding is the essential problem here. That's the only problem. Otherwise, you think all of the points are, quite justified. You could use a place where there are separate timings. All across the world, there are separate timings. I mean, there are massive and, very popular gyms in the national capital that, have these separate timings. Look at swimming pools. They have those separate timings.
Exactly.
It's always there.
Exactly.
But see, Atikur Sahab, that's the essence. And I'll just ask you this outright. Do you think the branding was the actual problem? Islam friendly. I mean, the owner later clarified, but by then the storm was already brewed in a teacup. It was already going to happen. Controversy was always on the platter the minute you said Islam friendly, and the social consequence of it all. Because like I said, Rahman Sahab, and you can tell me if I'm wrong here, tomorrow it could be restaurants. And what if another gym opens up right in front of this gentleman's gym saying that, only Hindus allowed, this is a Sanatan gym? Then that's another problem, isn't it?
Just a clarification, Kabir. He said that this is not a Muslim-only gym. Hindus are also welcome. Now, we have, come to the
Rahman Sahab, again and again, you're going back to the same thing. You see, it's like, why I have to interject here is because it feels like you are not even listening to me. I'm saying he said this after he clearly stated this is an Islam-friendly gym. And that's a problem that I have with the gentleman as well, being a Muslim myself, because that's not what Islam is about. Islam is about accepting. Islam is about giving the other person the exact shared same space as well. Isn't it?
So this is the core issue. Okay, come to the core issue. As you said, that the name is the problem, that why a Islamic friendly gym. Now tell me, Kabir, haven't you heard Jain friendly canteens, Jain friendly restaurants? Haven't you heard, during the 9-day Navratri festival, the Zomato and the Swiggy people were forced that only Hindus will deliver food to the Hindus who are fasting. They barred the Muslims from the society. Haven't you heard these things?
I have, and I'll be honest with you, I have heard. You're absolutely right, and that's wrong, and that's wrong.
So
that does not justify that this
wrong.
person, this gentleman, does the same thing.
Exactly. I agree that he could have named, but Kabir,
Yeah.
he is a private person. He is not violating any constitutional, structure. He is just supplying the demand. The market, he is a private person. It's a private, not government funded. If there is a demand, he will supply. If he has seen that Muslim women need a space, he is giving it. He is not violating the fundamentals of our constitutional values. One more example, Kabir.
Muslim women, those who think they need that space. I know a lot of Muslim women, Rahman Sahab, that would not subscribe to that outright.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And if he was so sure about this supply and demand, why did he delete that post in the first place? He could have continued defending it. But he knows, the gentleman knows, it does not, the ethos, the actual foundational fabric of this country does not allow.
Yes,
of course, there's a majority minority. That game we can play for days on end.
Democracy
Just
can't
one
be.
I'll come to you, Rahul. I'll come to you. Just a second. Rahman Sahab, please complete your thoughts.
Yeah, Kabir, We are a democratic nation,
Yes.
no majority, no minority. And democratically, this owner of the gym has not violated any aspect of the constitution.
Yeah.
Third
Yeah.
important point, Kabi, you must remember, Rahul, you must remember, there was Vaishno Devi, this thing, medical college in Jammu. Forcibly, the Hindutva shut it down. Why? Because all selected students got entry over the Muslims. Was that democratic? Was that communal? Was that secular?
Yes,
Who
yes, of
did
course.
it? The same people today who are opposing to this gym fellow.
Okay, okay. Rahman Sahab, you made your submissions. You made one or two pertinent points as well. I'll give you that. The only thing is that, you see, he's not done anything wrong in terms of a democracy. He's constitutionally absolutely fine. But as a society, does the society not have the right to question something, the social consequences? And then we talk about the modern Muslim women as well. Many Muslim women today, they work in big cities, in metropolitans, they're traveling, they're exercising in these mixed environments. Are we not creating solutions for a real problem? Are we not reinforcing social restrictions that younger generations are actually trying so hard to move away from? But that's a different topic altogether. We'll stick to the gym and we'll give the voice to Mr. Ishwar as well before we wrap this show up. Rahul.
Just two submission. Atikur Rahman Sahib is absolutely right that there has been some wrong precedent set by our Hindutva brothers. They have been going to such an extent of overshooting it. I don't think anybody in the right mind will agree with them. See, I'm a vegetarian myself, but my close friends are non-vegetarian. We sit together, have food. I have from my plate, they have from their plate. This is the attitude that we should cultivate in a pluralistic society. Pluralism doesn't mean we deny our roots. It only means we have our roots and we respect everyone. And in a society where there are hardline elements from every community, we should guard against the fact that we should not give a leeway or a space for these people to misuse certain things and create a social unrest. And many of our friends, I don't know, I know I try to correct our brothers calling it gym jihad, but there is you are unnecessarily bringing in disrepute to holy Islamic words. I would urge our Hindutva brothers not to do it. At the same point of time, my request for that Muslim brother is, please brand it female friendly, and please encourage more Hindu, Christian, Muslim sisters, because their health is very important for the nation and the family.
You're absolutely right. I think we'll leave it there. Would you like to come in one final time, Rahman Sahib?
Yeah, I welcome, the suggestion of what Mr. Rahul Ishwar has given. He's a good friend of mine. This needs to be done on
the emphasis that you lay on this good friend, Rahman Sahib, it's impeccable.
No, I was expecting a Hindutva on the panel. That's why, I'm quite uneasy on this, because I cannot contest this claim.
Okay. Your final comments, Mr. Rahman, then I'll wrap this up.
So, the aspect of, putting the seeds of polarization has been done by our Sanghi brothers, which needs to be uprooted, and I need the support of Mr. Kabir and Mr. Rahul to do this.
On both sides, you have my support, but on both sides, you see, on both sides, it has to happen on both sides. We need to call it out on either of those sides. That is what actual, democracy in a society like ours, pluralistic society, just like Rahul Ishwar was talking about, that is the ethos, that is the actual fundamental principle of what, a pluralistic society looks like. Because is this accommodation, is this segregation, is this inclusion or a division? Today it's a gym, tomorrow it could be a restaurant or some other public space, which is why the society has the wherewithal and it will come out and question this. And whenever it's wrong, whenever you try to err on the other side, whenever you take it a little bit too far, you have the internet today to call things out. If it was going in one way or in one particular direction, we would be having a completely different discourse. But to call it Islam friendly, but I agree with you again, the owner did clarify, he then changed it, he said that this is women friendly. All people of all walks of life, all faiths are allowed in that gym, and that's again an important clarification, and I'm glad that that clarification came. But by then, it was enough for the entire society to talk about it. And talking helps us wake up as a society as well, in my limited opinion. So a gym may be a private business, faith may be a personal choice, but when religion begins to define public spaces, the question becomes larger than fitness. And that debate clearly is far from over. Mr. Rahul Ishwar and Mr. Atikur Rahman, many thanks for taking